wish you a wonderful day, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And it's another session to learn with IGP. So, welcome to our Institution of Global Professionals free webinar. So, before starting our program, please let me know am I clear and loud? Thank you again to all of our participants who joined right now with us and please stay with us still our program and our program. Okay. Again, I'm your host for this session, myself Nasri. You know me. I think right now I think I'm familiar to all of you because every session I'm hosting. So thank you again to all of you. So, my dear lovely audience, really I'm proud to be associated with IGP as a global member, and I feel respected and privileged to host this webinar. And it's my delight to welcome you all to our Institutional Global Professionals Trade webinar. Okay, thank you again for joining with us in this marvelous moment. And I would like to request everyone, please share this webinar in your timeline. And also, you can mention your friends in our comments. So don't forget to give a thumbs up to our Facebook official page and also subscribe our YouTube channel. So dear audience, please share this webinar, Facebook groups, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I hope that you will get many takeaways and payoffs from this webinar. So give a thumbs up to our webinar, this program live session right now. And don't forget to share this. Okay, I think it's enough to tell everyone that share please. And I know our participants is very active. So thank you again. Okay, once again, I'm welcoming you all to our Institution of Global Professionals. So, my dear lovely audience, we know that every day we have new participants who join in our live session from different time zones and places and different countries. So, I'm giving a little concept about IGP. Institution of Global Professionals serves student and community resource, providing holistic social work and education for proficient generation. IGP is a leading online skill development institute with thousands of learners worldwide. And you know, we make it get able to use for every knowledge seeker, original personality, more ambitious, make confident to get any circumstance and develop their own skills. We are entrusted with international recognition. Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institution provides social work, and we believe that it's not effective to increase one's skills just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. So we organized our webinar training offline online courses by best and create a best learning platform for all of you. And you know that our mission is to empower people and enhance. So, my dear lovely audience, we have successfully completed our 584 webinars. And today I'm presenting webinar number 585. The topic is Social Emotional Learning 2. And today we have our honorable speaker right now with us. But before inviting her, let me check our comment section. Active participants commenting in our comment box from the Philippines, from Pakistan, from Kenya, okay, and different countries. So thank you all of you for joining in this live session right now. And I'm requesting everyone don't forget to tag, share, and mention your friends in our podcast. Let everyone know about this session. So, my dear lovely participants, let's learn together and grow together because we believe that power is gained by sharing knowledge, not hoarding it. So, let's start our program with IGP's mantra that is feed your skills. So, let's welcome our honorable speakers from Lebanon, Ma'am Manal Al Ashkar. She is an okay accredited trainer, and she is also an English language coordinator, faculty of pedagogy, Lebanese University. So let's welcome our honorable speaker to our stage. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning for everyone from Lebanon. Good morning to everyone who's watching us all over the world. Good morning for everyone who works in IGP. And thank you a lot for giving me this chance to present this webinar with you. Hope it will be beneficial for everyone who's attending from all around the world.
Ma'am, please share your PowerPoint slide.
Yes. Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay. So today's program is social emotional learning. It's presented to Institute of Global Professionals. The objectives in our webinar include explaining what SEL is, explain the importance of SEL in education, get to know the top rated SEL programs and how to choose the best. We need also to discuss the need for SEL to better solve the 21st century challenges and the violence cases, explain the role of each member of the educational management in incorporating SEL programs, and finally, we need to study the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of applying the SEL in our schools. First, I'd like to give you a brief idea about myself. My name is Manal Ashar. I'm from Lebanon. I have a BA in education. I graduated from the Lebanese University. I'm TEFL and TESOL certified from International TESOL Academy. I have a diploma in educational sciences and I'm an accredited trainer at DOD International Center. Concerning my experience, I'm an English language teacher for Cycle 3 and a coordinator for Cycles 1 and 2. Why do we need to know more about SEL? William Arthur Ward once said, "The mediocre teacher tells, whereas the good teacher explains. The superior teacher demonstrates, and a great teacher inspires." They say a successful teacher is the one that takes a student's hand, opens his mind, and touches his heart. Maya Angelou claimed, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." One can surely say that SEL has become an indispensable part of the teaching and learning process. Now, according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he believes that a person or a student specifically has a number of needs. These include the biological and physiological needs, which include the need for having food, for having sleep, for having the right amount of water, and also he believes that he needs to have safety. Safety, which means the need to be secure, to be healthy, to have good finance, to have a good shelter to live in. So these are considered basic needs. Whereas he also believes that a person needs psychological demands. For example, he needs the feeling of love, of belonging. It means he should have good friendship, he should have intimacy, he should have family connections, and a person needs to have self esteem. This means he needs to be well recognized, to feel strong, to feel that he's respected. So these are the psychological needs. Finally comes the self fulfillment needs, which means self accusation. It means meeting one's full possession in life, different for every person. So every person has his own different goals, he has his own different rules. He wants to fulfill his own objectives in a way that he finds best for him. Nowadays, as educators, we often don't know what students go through or experience at home, despite the fact that we keep an eye on them during the school day. For that, social learning or social pedagogy, on one hand, aroused and focused on the development of the child and how practice and training affect their life skills. This idea is centered around the notion that children are active and competent. Taking this into consideration, one can surely say that SEL has become an indispensable part of the teaching and learning process. It's way too important for helping students overcome any frustrated feelings they often have, that frustration they undergo, and finding constructive ways to deal with emotions and interact with one another in respectful ways are just a few of the guiding principles behind social emotional learning or SEL. So, SEL programs usually target mostly students' feelings, and it works best to let students um, like overcome the frustration they undergo in their life and develop positive attitudes and positive emotions. That's why SEL programs have great importance in education, and they should be integrated into everyday classroom. That's why schools are expected to be more than just places to teach language, math, and science, and more than just academic achievement, providing children with the emotional essential requirements for balanced, holistic, healthy development. This requires systematic and knowledge based training by all teachers and all school personnel, and require a school community that all students feel free from prejudice, discrimination, harassment, and bullying, and that seeks to understand and respect students' needs and works to meet what is possible. So nowadays, schools have to integrate SEL programs that work best on ending bullying problems that students mostly undergo, unfortunately, in most schools, especially in the Arab countries. Also, the prejudice that some students experience and the discrimination, whether because of their social background, because of their inferior knowledge, maybe because of their race, their skin color, etc. So, SEL programs should work on solving these issues. The school can achieve this through social and emotional learning. So, what is this learning? What are its skills and requirements? How can we integrate SEL programs into everyday classroom? And how to involve all members of the teaching learning process successfully in these programs? What are the challenges facing applying SEL programs in Arab countries? We're going to discuss this together. First, what is SEL? SEL, also known as social emotional learning, is a teaching methodology through which students learn effectively and apply their acquired knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to understand their emotions. And nowadays, SEL is often referred to different terms. Like some say that it's known as character strength, some say it's known as 21st century skills, some call it interpersonal skills, which include the ability to communicate, to collaborate, to have patience, to have tolerance, to have the ability to problem solving. Um, with peers and members and classmates together. So SEL is often referred to different terms, and one can say that it lays the basis toward a progressive academic future. So once we apply SEL in most schools, we're going to find ourselves like paving the roads for institutions which end up bullying problems, as we said, end up tolerance and foster tolerance, and end up like discrimination problems that students undergo. Why SEL matters and is needed at schools? In fact, SEL is needed for several reasons. It has a great importance. In the first place, SEL helps us have a better class climate. For example, when teachers implement SEL programs into the everyday classroom, this will provide a better learning environment. It's going to be a healthy environment where everyone feels respected, highly appreciated, and the students will like never fear of coming to schools. And according to studies show that SEL programs help students increase their academic performance. And in many schools, it has shown that when SEL programs are applied, many students never never like want to be absent from school. On the other hand, they want to attend school regularly. In addition to creating a good class environment, SEL paves the road to success. Why? Because every student usually works hard, every student is appreciated, every student is supported by his teachers. That's why students are going to feel that they are successful and they did something great. So they're never afraid of making mistakes because teachers are going to be facilitators and supporting them. In addition, SEL paves the road for teamwork. Why? Because usually most SEL programs need collaboration. That means when a teacher wants to apply any task, collaboration is needed. So teachers should ensure that students are working in groups, and that's why teamwork is fostered. And here students can share ideas, can share feelings, thoughts, and most students will never stay in the comfort zone where everyone feels safe and he doesn't want to work. On the contrary, students are going to be more dedicated, more immersed in learning, and that's the importance of SEL concerning teamwork. In addition to what we've mentioned before, SEL programs increases self-confidence. So SEL programs usually increase self-confidence because the students are going to feel that they are heard, they are appreciated, they are listened to, they can do, they have the ability. So they would never say, I'm a failure. They would say, I'm a shiny star, I can do it, I'm going to be my best. So that's why it increases their self confidence. Self regulation. The most important point that SEL programs usually focus on is self regulation. Students usually learn to regulate their emotions, to control their anger, to calm down whenever they face a problem, and to think critically of finding a good solution for their problem. SEL also helps the students achieve their goals. Usually, students are going to set up goals which are smart objectives or smart goals, and they're going to put their hard efforts in order to achieve these goals. In addition to what we mentioned, SEL programs work best on mental health. Here, I'd like to say that Steve Aitchinson once said, there is no fear of hiding your pain. There is growth in your pain. There is truth in your pain. So only if it's brought up to the open. That's why it's so important to teach a student to speak about their pain, to share their painful moments with their classmates, with their teachers, with the school counselors. And that's why SEL programs usually give a lot of importance for mental health. Here, I'd like to tell you something. According to studies, uh, they show that in Danish schools, they scored for 7 continuous years, according to the World Health Report, 7 continuous years of happiness. Why? Because in Danish schools, SEL is given its own importance similar to any like math period, language period, or science period. They have a special session or period for teaching SEL, and that's why in Danish schools for 7 continuous years they've been scoring the happiest percentage of the highest percentage of happiness among the world. SEL also helps students like work in a better community. They're going to feel that they are important member of their school environment, of their classmates, of their class environment. So they're going to work as community. They're going to learn to share together their feelings, their ideas, their emotions, and they're going to feel that they are responsible members of the community they are in. Finally, SEL is important because it teaches the students to have perseverance or like never to give up, as we said before, because it helps them gain more self confidence. It makes them know that success is on their way, so they will never like feel down, and they will never have like uh, the tendency to give up or to surrender. On the contrary, they're going to work best and they're going to be perseverant. Why is SEL considered important in educational psychology? Well, in fact, SEL is considered important in educational psychology since it gives importance to three different concepts. These include the cognitive, the social, and emotional. So, usually, SEL programs focus on the three types of skills given importance in educational psychology, which include the cognitive skills. These are the executive skills that usually work or explain for us how students process information, how they learn, how they recall or remember their ideas. That's why SEL programs have a great importance in cognitive psychology, in educational psychology, mainly in the cognitive part or domain. In addition, educational psychology gives importance to social skills, and these are the skills to, as we said before, that are known as interpersonal skills, which are the skills also needed now in the 21st century. Also, they are known as soft skills because they include collaboration, communication, having empathy, sharing feelings, sharing ideas, having tolerance, having patience, avoiding discrimination, avoiding bullying problems. That's why SEL programs have a great importance in fostering social skills. Finally, SEL programs also have a great importance in teaching emotional skills, which include the ability to recognize one's emotions, one's beliefs, one's thoughts, and like a person can teach himself. For example, like I can do it. That's okay. If I'm facing this problem, I can overcome it. Maybe next time, if I fail now, I'm going to do it. I need help. So sometimes a student may like ask for help because he finds that he needs help. Sometimes a student like can say, I have an idea for his peer or for his classmate to help him. So these are the three important skills worked on best during SEL programs in educational psychology. What are the SEL core competences and what are the best strategies to implement each? In fact, there are five major core competences that SEL works on. First, let's start with self awareness. Self awareness is the ability to recognize your emotions, your thoughts, your ideas in different circumstances, and to work best on handling them. The second core competence is self management. Self management is way too important to be taught for students because it teaches them to control their anger, to control their fear, like also to say I can do it, to always give like positive self talk to oneself, and to be at ease and to feel peace with oneself and not to be overstressed or overwhelmed all the time. The third core competence is social awareness. As we said before, it's important for students to recognize the importance of having empathy toward their classmates. Empathy here, as we said before, it means the ability to share feelings and thoughts with someone else. For example, if my roommate or if my classmate feels upset, I'm going to feel upset as well, or I'm going to uh, sympathize with my friend because he has this problem. If he feels sad, I would feel sad. If he is happy, I would feel happy as well. Social emotional learning also focuses on responsible decision making. It teaches the students to take decisions responsibly, as we said, and to think that they are responsible for the decisions they take and that they should be responsible for the outcomes at the end. Finally, SEL works best on this core competence, which is relationship skills. You know that no one can live alone. No one, not any student can manage his or her school day if he is alone or she is alone. So students should learn to have collaboration. They should work together. They should be one team. They should be working as one hand. So these are the five major core competences that SEL programs give importance to. Some activities that teachers can use to integrate SEL into everyday classes include using journal writing. Teachers can ask their students to write journals, because usually journal writing focuses on the skills like that social emotional learning works on. For example, a teacher may ask student like to write when was it the last time you had like to control your feelings, write about your experience. So these are journal writing. Use read aloud. Here it's important to use read aloud while you are like reading a story. You should discuss with your students how the character feels in this story, and like you should discuss feelings, emotions, and apply this into everyday classroom. In addition, teachers should start their day with daily greetings. You know, like there is great importance for the connection between students and teachers. That's why teachers should work on daily greetings. They can like start daily greetings before class, outside the class, for example, in the corridor or in the hallway. Also, if we are working on during online period, teachers can do it as posts posted for students for daily greetings. Fourth, the importance of art activities. Art activities play a great importance in fostering SEL. For example, we can ask students to draw, to cut. For example, they can draw a flower in which they describe different feelings they have. They can cut the flower, they can paste it, they can write inside the flower certain like reminders for them to keep in mind. So all these are way too important. Five, we have to one activity that teachers can apply is talking about managing emotions. As we said before, it's greatly important to teach the students to manage their emotions, to manage their anger, to replace their anger by positivity, to tell them that they are always able to do something. For example, I usually do this with my students. I always tell them there is a hidden ability in everyone inside you. So never lose hope. Every one of you will shine at best when it's his time to do so. We should give responsibilities. Like when we give responsibilities, especially for students who feel inferior, they're going to feel this and they're going to appreciate what we do for them. And as we said before, usually students remember what a teacher makes them feel. That's why giving responsibilities here is greatly important, because it helps the students like have better SEL. Practice problem solving skills. It's important for teachers to teach students how to practice problem solving, to work in groups, to collaborate together, and to help them like share ideas to solve their problems together. Also, we can build community with teamwork. As we said, teamwork is greatly important because the students are going to feel that they are important members in their community, and they're going to work their best for the benefit of their community. We should also encourage positive self-talk, because this increases self-confidence for students. We should always tell students that they are able to do it. Teach them to say, I'm going to shine today, everything will be okay, I'm glorious, and teach them like positive statements to keep saying them, especially when they have examination. This will help them control their anger and overcome their fear. We can also incorporate hands-on crafts, because we said crafts and arts have great importance in teaching SEL skills. That's why they are greatly important. We can also encourage reflection by giving students uh, like uh, um, their work together, and like ask them to read and have their own like feedback for one another's piece of writing, for example. Why should we consider when evaluating SEL programs? We should understand which programs are research based, mainly working on theoretical part, and which are evidence based. This means that these programs that work on reality, they adopt the programs according to some cases applied in everyday school in reality. We should recognize the importance of context and environments. This means like we should make sure like to choose the programs in which work best on the environment students learn and they grow in. We should also look for programs that have a variety of instructional methods, because you all know that students have different like learning abilities. Some auditory, some are visual, some are kinesthetic, and so on. So that's greatly important. We should consider implementation supports like refunds and the budget that should be paid for SEL programs. We should identify programs that target a key set of social emotional skills across multiple domains, as well as programs that support adult competences. So we should choose the programs that also work on not only children but adult competences and skills. Now, what are the top 11 rated SEL programs? Here we have a great number of SEL programs. These include the PATH, Positive Action, Second Step, and EduMotion. These are usually range from KGs to grade 12, and everyone has its own characteristics. They usually work on creating a positive learning environment and on building relationships, mental health, on teaching students how to manage their emotions, and they also create supportive environment. We also have the four R's: the Better Kids, the Playworks, the Pick-a-Pack, the Character Strong, the Effortify. So these programs, the Centervention, these programs, as we said, also are working on the primary skills that are needed by SEL programs, like empathy, problem solving, motivation, self confidence, perseverance, conflict resolution, and so on. Here, it's so important to know which program best work on students' needs so that we choose the appropriate ones. In part two, now we're going to deal with the 21st century challenges facing education. What are the challenges facing education? There are a number of challenges facing education. This includes the advance of technology, the inability of teachers and students to cope with the blended learning, the great impact of the bad economic levels that is facing many schools, the great influence of social media with its excessive and uncontrolled use, the need to develop the 21st century skills in students, as we said before, these that include communication, creativity, emotional intelligence, active learning, driving skills, thinking skills, critical thinking skills, decision making. So all these are challenges facing education, and that's why SEL programs are greatly needed nowadays. In addition, we have the problems that emerged after the spread of the pandemic and other viruses in the world, and that led to less physical ability, less academic performance, irregular sleeping patterns, stress, anxiety, panic, depression, and unfortunately, in some cases, the students committed suicide. So these programs are greatly important nowadays. And that's why they can reduce the 21st century challenges facing education. I'm sorry. Um, we've noticed that some schools around the world, especially in Arab countries like Sudan, Tunisia, Iraq, KSA, Morocco, Egypt, are facing a great range of violence that ranges from injury, physical attacks, verbal violence, physical violence, emotional violence, torture, bullying, and all these problems of violence, of course, have a great negative effects on students, because more than 13,000 children were left without education. For example, there was no respect for the teacher in some cases. There was a lot of noise and disorder. Students started calling each other names. They started hitting, shouting, and this led to lack of safety environment, shortage in many recreational activities, and problematic behaviors, insults, humiliation, and academic weakness. That's why we are in need to apply SEL programs, because they limit bullying problems, as we previously said, and pave a road to a better, safe and like positive classroom environment. Concerning Lebanon, in addition to what we mentioned before, in addition to all the problems that are facing the 21st century challenges in education, in Lebanon we underwent the blast explosion of 4th August, and it has led to great negative impacts, as we said before, like screaming, crying, disturbance, being nail biting, seeing nightmares. Homes were destroyed, some were left without a shelter, and that's why it's way too important to apply SEL programs, especially in the Arab countries. According to studies, we have found some institutions and schools are making a great difference because they started applying SEL programs in education. This include Jefferson Country Public Schools, French American Academy, schools in Finland, German schools, Irish primary schools, Spanish schools, and EUE schools. And in these schools, SEE targets usually promoting the four C's: ensuring safety, increasing academic progress, fostering empathy, promoting mental health, and developing interpersonal and interpersonal competences. In this part, we're going to discuss what's the relation between SEL and educational management. How can we make sure it meets the various objectives of educational management? All of us know that the educational sector is made up of different parts, which include the students, teachers, school counselors, parents, and school administrators. And that's why it's so important to collaborate, to work together as a team in order to apply SEL programs successfully. First, let's start with teachers and SEL. How to implement SEL education for teachers? It's too important to give teachers information about SEL programs to work for the well-being of the teacher, because if a teacher feels that her rights aren't given, she's ignored or denied her rights, she's not going to work the best for her students. And we should assimilate the needs of teachers. Now, how to promote teachers' SEL competences? It's important to teach teachers mindfulness, to provide care training, and to take care of teachers. How to prepare teachers for SEL programs? We need to give them enough knowledge and the training about SEL programs and how they work best. And finally, we should make sure that teachers believe in SEL competences and skills so that teachers can apply these SEL programs successfully. Now, concerning students, as we said before, in many countries, students undergo a great range of violence, different types of violence that include psychological, mental, social, and so on, emotional and verbal, and these all lead to social and academic achievements were delayed, social and emotional intelligence is needed. That's why we have to call for a systematic change in schools. We have to apply the SEL competences so that we can have academic development. And here, once this is applied, we're going to have positive attitudes towards school, and we're going to have our students feel proud of themselves. They're going to feel self-satisfied. About counselors and SEL, it's so important for counselors to make sure that SEL programs are applied successfully. They should make sure that the programs integrated meet the core competences of SEL programs. Counselors should also make sure that teachers usually incorporate technology into the content they teach, and that teachers are getting enough training. And also counselors should make sure that parents receive the required the training for applying SEL programs. Now, as for parents and SEL, here there are many activities like for parents that can take in order to help foster SEL for their students, for their children. These include taking care of themselves. They have to teach their children to stay calm and to stay sensitive. This can be done daily for 10 minutes. They have to establish daily routines, for example, together with their children. So it's not only important that parents are present physically at home, they should be present emotionally with their children. They should work on implementing SEL programs together with their children and share emotions together. Parents also should commit acts of service and kindness. For example, they should write letters about the importance of being grateful, to have gratitude, and so on, to teach students, to teach their kids like to have kindness. And here I'd like to say, like, parents should be role models for their children. If they want to teach their children gratitude, they should also feel this gratitude toward others. Also, parents can engage in creativity. They can do activities with their children, like that, in which they communicate together, in which they foster creativity, in which they work best for the benefit of their children. Parents should also practice active listening. They should always listen to their children's problem. They should share feelings together, fears, concerns, and if their children are worried about any problem, they should try to calm down their children and ease them up. Okay. There should be also transition mindfully. Practice mindful breathing. Sometimes meditation is greatly important for parents and children to calm down, to cope with stress, to overcome anger, to control fear. So all these are important activities that should be done daily with the children, in order also for parents to apply SEL programs and help teachers apply SEL programs successfully. What is the reality of SEL programs in Lebanese schools internally? First, the strength includes we have awareness, like, because we are using the television nowadays, we're using social media, we have a great importance for social and psychological needs of students, and these are strong points. So it makes easier for teachers and parents to apply SEL programs. Educators also desire for improving their performance using SEL to meet the 21st century skills and achieve their expectations. So now we can see that most teachers want to apply the 21st century skills, or the soft skills that we mentioned before, including perseverance, tolerance, patience, collaboration, problem solving, all these interpersonal skills. So this is a strong point. But however, we have some weakness or some weak points where I'd like to say that this applies not only to Lebanese schools, it could be like also to many Arab schools around the world. Okay, presence of small age and low experienced teachers that aren't familiar with teaching and not ethical. So there are some teachers like that are not trained enough to implement SEL programs, and that's why we said before it's so important for teachers to receive the required training. Teachers incur high costs of taking courses to attend the SEL courses. Some teachers don't want even to try to take SEL courses because they don't want to pay money. So if that schools can pay for teachers to undergo training for free, this would be so helpful. Finally, the lack of the role of the educational supervisor. Unfortunately, in many schools, we find that there is no supervisor who works on making sure that SEL programs are applied and implemented successfully. Concerning the opportunities, there are some opportunities for SEL programs. These include decision taking, applying SEL by the Ministry of Education, which can be applied as a good step towards generalization on different schools. We should make use of the international practices and experiences of the educational sectors and educators in the domain of applying SEL learning. There is also the possibility to have the support needed to apply SEL methodology in Lebanon, since it becomes a training common needed all over the world. So if we have the opportunity to have our SEL programs supported, this would be great chance for us to apply SEL programs in schools. But yet there are some threats because there is lack of consideration of SEL implementation in the education, which leads to low achievement of educators, students, and schools in all, because we don't make sure that SEL programs are applied. Sometimes we don't consider the school's context, demands, capacities, and goals, and how they affect the social emotional programs. The spread of economic, health, and social problems facing Lebanon and many countries nowadays, including wars, instability, unsafety. So, all these problems cause a threat for implementing SEL programs successfully. Okay, there is also the structural disparity between the public and private sectors deepens the gap between schools, because there is difference between public and private schools. There is a gap between these schools and learners in the time of distance education. So also the amount of education perceived by students, unfortunately, isn't the same. Finally, there is the non-mandatory nature of the Unified National Reference Framework established by the Ministry of Education for the mechanism of student-teacher selection, preparation, recruitment, follow-up, and all these did not give the desired results. That's why, to end up, here are some recommendations, which include to establish a whole school curriculum in which every student, every adult participates in every part of the building to use and thus implement SEL. And there should be interdependence and integration between all administrators so that they work together as a team, and they should have a team spirit. We should state laws to have the mandatory nature of the Unified National Reference Framework established by the Ministry of Education for the mechanisms of student teacher selection, preparation, recruitment, and follow up and continuous training. We should have a proactively consider the social emotional learning needs of staff with support from administrators, school leaders, psychologists, and educational supervisors. We should raise the role of the school counselors to train, choose, and prepare the best teachers that are able to implement the new plan. As we said, we should choose teachers who are able to apply SEL programs, who believe in the power of SEL, not teachers who are down all the time, who don't believe that SEL has importance in education. So we should also work best on our teachers to implement SEL programs. And finally, we should maintain continuity. So this means that we cannot start applying SEL programs for 1 year and stop for another. We should make sure that this is incorporated. We should create supporting structures to help people continue to develop and refine innovation over the time. We should make our teachers always enthusiastic. We should create the best environment for our students to learn in as well. Thank you for your time, and hopefully everything was clear.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your presentation with our participants. And ma'am, we'll come back with you after our quiz competition session.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, so my dear lovely participants, get ready for our next session, that is quiz competition. And don't forget to tag, share, mention your friends or your colleagues. Okay, everyone, now we are in our session. So please join in this session and you can see the joining link in our comment box. Also, you can directly go to www.slider.com and the code is IGP. And please put your full name because it will print in the certificates. And today top 10 will be awarded with quiz completion certificates. We have right now 25 participants. And we won't take a long time in this session to start it because there's electricity problem in Lebanon. So we will try to end this session very soon because our speakers can disconnect at any time because of electricity problem. So we are just in hurry. So please hurry up and join in this session. We have right now 38 participants, 39 participants, and we will start it within a few minutes. Okay, then let's start. So the first question is social emotional learning skills are option number one, skills I will use throughout life, or option number two, skills I will use only on practice. So the time is up. And the right answer is option number one, skills that you will use throughout life. And 100% of our participants answered correctly. In our leaderboard, in this round, we have Jeremy Callahan, which is first position. Okay, we are moving to the next question. Social and emotional learning focuses on developing skills in what areas? Establishing and maintaining positive relationships or skills with only intent. The right answer is option number one, and again, all of our participants answered correctly. So, congratulations to our participants. And again, we have Sherilyn Calhoun Gucci placed on first position in leaderboard. So, let's see the next question. What does social emotional learning entail? Sharing collective goals, or do not show empathy for others. Okay, the right answer is option number one, and once again, all of our participants answered correctly. Sailing now, Ma'am Geraldine Calvin Maguchi, leading on first position in our leaderboard. Congratulations. Let's see the next question. Question number four. What is not a social cognitive view of learning? Option number one, triadic reciprocal causation or constructivism. The right answer is option number two, and 21% of our participants answered correctly. We have in this round Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario placed on first position. So congratulations to our winners. We are moving to next question. A healthy balance of physical, emotional, intellectual, social health is disease or wellness. Okay, the right answer is wellness, and 100% of the participants chose the right answer. So congratulations to all of you. Okay, again, Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario placed on first position in this round in our leaderboard. Let's see the next question. Name the six C competency that embraces social, emotional, and intercultural skills. So, is this collaboration or citizenship? So, first, so the answer is correct. The answer is collaboration, and 98% of our participants choose collaboration. Again, we have Lam Christina Vidal Rosario placed on first position in this round. Next question. Question number seven. Which theorist created a social learning approach to development? Bandura or Geretz? Okay, right answer is Bandura, and 55% of our participants answered correctly. Again, we have Ma'am Christina Vidal Rosario placed on first position in our leaderboard. So congratulations to our participants who answered correctly. Let's see the next question. Question number 8. Deep learning is about engagement or teaching itself. Choose your answer. And the right answer is engagement, and 95% of our participants choose engagement. So congratulations to those answer correctly. Again, Ma'am Christina Rosario leading on first position in our leaderboard. Okay, moving to next question. Question number 9. It is social. Learning to communicate with others or exercising. This one is going fast, so give your answer. I don't know what happened to slide. Okay, the right answer is option number 1, and 100% of our participants chose the right answer. So congratulations all of you. We have still now more Christina Vida Rosario leading on first position in this round also. Okay, moving to our last question, question number 10. What is emotional? And blaming about your homework on learning to control your feelings and work through life's challenges. Oh, okay, the right answer is option number two. And again, 100% of our participants answered correctly in this question. Okay, thank you all of you. Let's see our leaderboard and winners. Okay, we have Madam Christina Vidal plays first position in our this session. Okay, thank you and congratulations. Then we have Ma'am Elvina Montalvo, the second position, Ma'am Charlie Kalamuchi, the third position. We have Ma'am Brunila T. Inayan, the fourth position, and Sir Napoleon Victor Solimo, the fifth position. Okay, we have Ma'am Rosie to source place sixth position, Ma'am Leah Funga place seventh position. We have Sariki Lima placed 8th position, so Alex Xavier Alvarez placed 9th position, and Ma'am Emily and Pepe who placed 10th position. So congratulations to our top 10 winners. So give our virtual claps for our winners. Okay, congratulations to our winners. Top 10 winners will get your certificates from our Facebook official page after the program. Don't forget to collect it. So now we are moving to our next session, that is QA session with our honorable speaker. So get ready with your question and to ask our speaker in our comment box. So after the short video, we'll start. Once again, hello ma'am in our QA session.
Hello, thank you. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I'm ready for any question.
So dear audience, my dear lovely participants, please put your question in our comment section. We are waiting. Dear participants, we are still waiting for your question. Please give your question to our comment box. Because I've already told you that there's electricity problem in Lebanon, so our speaker can be disconnected anytime. Dear knowledge seeker, if you have any query or question, please put your question in our comment section. We are still waiting. So we have some comments from Ma'am Isaiah Mahan. Thank you, ma'am, for the knowledge you impart with us. And comments from Sir Innocent Rajang. Well understood presentation. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, again, we have comments from Sir Joseph Douglas Visser. Thank you for a very insightful session. So everyone is pleased with your presentation. so much, ma'am. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with our participants, and we can see that our participants is very pleased with your presentation. That is why there's no question for today. And thank you once again, and we are really honored to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone who watched this webinar. I'd like to thank IGP for giving me this chance. Hope we meet in other webinars. And thanks all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, my dear lovely participants, today's session is the program name is Social Emotional Learning 2, and the code is IGP 3875. Let me tell you again, the code is IGP 3875. And without this code, you can't get your certificates. So with code, you can claim your certificates anytime. So please visit our website. Our website address is www.eduigp.com. Okay, so collect your certificate and don't forget to celebrate for that. Okay, so I would like to thank all of you once again for joining in this session and your participation, your active approaches. Thank you again, and I'm inviting all of you for our next session tonight. And till then, stay safe wherever you are and take care yourself and your families. So thank you once again, and I'm signing off right now. Have a great day. Thank you.